Okay, we're recording.
Hi, everybody. I'm Darren Bailey, and I recently wrote a script by committee in a very unique way, as we've been trying to be creative during this hiatus, I'll call it, because that's the nice way of putting it. I was going through a little bit of a funk as a writer, knowing, okay, this is a no excuse time to be writing something, but also I miss connecting with people. What's a good way that I can combine both of those things? And so I thought, well, maybe I'll write live a film, and the film will be created purely by suggestions of people who are commenting during the live read. And it was a test, and we did it over 3 separate live streams for about a total of 4 hours of write time. And I was very pleasantly surprised of what came out of it. And this is the script. Commenters suggested everything from what the genre is going to be, character names. Almost every character name in this is a name of somebody who commented during the live stream. The dialogue itself, plot devices, and I was just kind of finessing everything that was coming in. And some of the people who commented on that are cast in today's reading. So I would like to start making some introductions, and I will start off with an award-winning actress and incredible artist who has been probably the most creative I've seen anybody during this time. She recently created a Lord of the Rings remake of the Council of Elrond scene, which I was fortunate enough to be cast in as Boromir. And she put her skills to use in the Project 88, which was the Back to the Future 2 recreation of 88 different artists getting 88 scenes and putting them together to make this mishmash of an awesome love, letter to this movie. She's reading the role of Jenny today. This is Dre Swain.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks, Dre.
Hey, my pleasure.
Another person who was also a contributor to the Project 88 project, an incredible actress, writer, producer, director, you name it, she does everything. Her horror film Boo has been playing in festivals for the past year or so, and just crushing it, winning every award imaginable. I met her at one of these screenings as well, and just think she's absolutely amazing. And I'm really lucky to have her read today. She's reading the role of Christina Classburn, and this is Rakefit Abergel.
Hi, thanks.
Yeah. I'm so excited for what happens next with Boo or any other shorts that you're working on.
Thank
that
you.
thing had legs.
Yes.
Next, I will introduce one of our top contributors to this story. This guy was tuning in and just couldn't give me enough things to work with, and I really, really appreciated it. He's an actor on stage and screen. He had a stage play that just got put on hold, but hopefully it will get remounted whenever it's safe to remount. I'm excited to see it. But right now he's been keeping us busy every night reading a chapter from 50 Shades of Grey. And oh boy, is that watchable.
A gift.
He's reading the role of both Donald and Donald's dog, Russell, Donald Russell.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Happy to be here.
Next up, she's been in a lot of things over the years, a lot of TV shows. She did this in the trailer for Booksmart. Little fist bump action. Sketch comedy Cater Nation on YouTube. And most recently, she was also in the Lord of the Rings project that Dre put together, playing the best Gimli I think I've ever seen, honestly. She makes me laugh a lot, and she's great. And she's reading the role of Andrea, as well as a few other voices that'll pop up. This is Jen Cater.
Hello! Thanks for having me, Darren.
Woo! Yeah, thanks for being here. This guy is another multi-hyphenate. Everybody's so talented in so many different ways. He's an actor and also a clown. He's been doing clown work with the great Patch Adams at the Gesundheit Institute for many, many years. Recently, he went to Moscow with Maria's Children Art Center and did charity work performing as a clown for orphans, for hospitals, for homeless shelters, around just anywhere that he could perform. And he's also right now, you will see him, but you won't recognize him in the Netflix horror movie Dark Light. He plays the lead creature who terrorizes everybody in that movie in full prosthetics. And he does his movement work is amazing in that film. Please give it a watch. He's voicing Jason today, Weston Meredith.
Hey there. Thanks for having me, Darren.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. And last but absolutely not least, this is a longtime actor and stuntman, fight choreographer. We worked on a project together doing some fight stuff. And his film, Boris and the Bomb, is playing on Amazon Prime Video, big
And
action
Tubi.
comedy feature. Yeah. I told him this when I watched it this morning. I told him his performance was tragically charming, and I think that's the best way to describe Jay as well. But reading the role of Andrew is J. Anthony McCarthy. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me be part of this.
Yeah. So this is just a neat way to read something and give back. And there was a lot of curiosity about, not everybody's tuning into these live streams after they get posted. They're like an hour or two long. So this is a great way to say, hey, here's what happened during that time. Will it happen again? Probably not. But I think we did something really special and unique. I certainly wouldn't have come up with this story on my own. So now it exists in the world, whether it gets made or not, to be determined. But hopefully you enjoy this reading of Owners. All right. Written by Darren Bailey and friends. Here we go. Exterior, Old West Town, night, 1876. Angle on, we gracefully glide along the ground through a western town, down a grassy alleyway, over a dusty porch, past a spittoon, down a muddy dirt road where a tumbleweed rolls by, and pause at the front of a busy saloon, horses tied to a hitch outside. Inside, piano music plays, drink glasses clank, and geniality abounds. We steadily continue around to the back of the saloon, up along a sidewall, and catch a bird's eye view of the dark void behind, where the silhouette of a woman approaches. The moon is brightly shining through the clouds. Close on, moonlight glistening off a slimy substance dripping down the back of the saloon. A woman's index finger in a purple glove enters the frame and wipes some of it off, bringing it up to her nose. Revealed Jenny Jacobs, 21, who sniffs it without a reaction and curiously plays with the tacky substance between her finger and thumb.
Same as last week, only colder.
Jenny Jacobs, I thought I told you to stop snooping around here.
Standing in the shadows holding a lantern is Christina Classburn, 55, co-owner of the saloon. Her left hand is wrapped tightly in bandages.
Oh, Mr. Classburn, I'm sorry. I didn't expect to see you up and about so soon after your accident, especially at this hour.
I could say the same about you. Never you mind about my well-being. The hell are you doing here again?
Oh, I'm just looking for answers, I reckon. I mean, this substance, it's been showing up all over town, particularly at your establishment, and, well, I don't know why.
So? You don't need to pay me no never mind about anything on this property. You hear? It ain't your husband's no more. God rest his soul.
I know that, Christina. You don't have to remind me about it so often.
Listen, you just worry your pretty little head about that girl of yours, like a good mother should. Go on now, get!
Jenny sneakily scoops a handful of slime off the wall and plops it into her satchel as she backs away. A distraught town drunk, Donald, 50, stumbles from around the side of the saloon, holding a bottle of whiskey in one hand while keeping the other on the wall for stability. He whistles.
Russell, where are you, boy? Hey, either of you seen my dog? What'd you do with him, Christina? You know he didn't mean to bite you.
I'll deal with you later. Donald, Ain't nobody seen your damn rabid dog. Anyway, your drunk ass couldn't find a cricket in a jelly jar. Now, if you don't mind, it's a busy night, and I got business to attend to. I'll bet Andrew's losing his marbles without me doing his work for him. The fool.
Christina walks off in the opposite direction. She has a noticeable limp. Jenny shuffles off into the darkness. Donald, his support hand still on the wall, uses his bottle hand to unbuckle and drop his pants. He spills whiskey everywhere as he pisses.
Russell, you dumb mutt. I know that ugly cow of a woman got to you. I just know it.
Close on, the slime on the wall has changed directions and drips sideways towards Donald's hand. It reaches his fingers and runs up his arm. Smash cut to interior Jenny's bedroom night soon after. Jenny kisses her daughter, Andrea, 8, on the forehead in bed and pulls the covers up over Andrea's shoulders. Jenny empties her satchel onto her vanity. The slime slowly falls out. She pokes at it with a hairbrush. It doesn't react. Confused and defeated, her eyes wander to a framed photo of her husband, and Andrea on the chest of drawers.
Oh, I wish you were here right now, Jason. I don't have a damn clue what I'm doing.
Just then, the slime begins to wobble back and forth. Jenny takes notice and cautiously approaches it. Jenny looks back at the photo, then again at the slime. She breathes heavily.
Jason.
The slime undulates, as if beckoning Jenny to come closer. Jenny slowly removes her glove and reaches at the slime, which is now moving excitedly. Her hand is about to touch it when, bang, bang, bang. There's a forceful knocking at Jenny's door. She quickly backs away and shouts.
Who's there?
Silence. Andrea quickly sits up in bed, startled.
Mama, what's going on?
I don't know, honey. What do you want?
A dog barks furiously from the other side of the door.
Russell? Russell, calm down, boy.
The barking ceases. Jenny unlocks the door, opening it just a sliver. Begin Jenny's POV. Through the sliver of the open door, now several feet away, is Donald posturing aggressively, staring us down, almost frozen in place, mouth agape. After a moment of silence, he begins barking wildly. It's a definitive dog bark, not a human impression. Steamy breath escapes his mouth with each sound. And Jenny's POV. Jenny slams the door shut, locking it. She braces her back against it in a panic as the barking continues. The slime is now dripping down the vanity and onto the floor. Begin slime POV. We glide gracefully along the floor to Jenny's boot and up over the laces. And slime POV. Jenny notices the slime and disgustingly kicks it off. The slime flings onto Andrea's face and neck without Jenny noticing. Close on, Jenny is exasperated as the door is repeatedly pounded upon.
Jenny.
Silence. The pounding stops. Jenny nervously turns her head to Andrea. Andrea is standing on her bed, staring at her. She speaks in a male's voice with the same steamy breath.
Jenny, it's me. It's your Jason.
Jenny drops to a bald sitting position in the corner.
We need your help, love bug.
Exterior saloon entrance night, moments later. Christina and her husband, Andrew, 62, are closing up shop. Andrew locks the door and holds the keys. Jenny approaches the saloon. Andrew turns to face her. He's kind.
Jenny, my apologies to you. We just closed down for the night.
God damn it, Jenny. Why don't you leave us the hell alone?
Oh, hon, come on. She's not hurting anyone.
Shut up, Andrew. What do you want from us?
I don't want anything from you, but they do.
Andrea steps out from the shadows and joins Jenny, same steamy breath as before.
You poisoned me, Christina. Stole my saloon. Made it look like I had yellow fever.
Interior restaurant day, flashback. Christina, wearing a kitchen apron, grinds up all the pills from an empty bottle with a pestle and mortar, stirs it into a glass, and uses an eyedropper to add the poison over a plate of food. She brings the meal through an empty restaurant and serves it to Jason, 35, at a table where he, Jenny, and Andrea are sitting with their food. It's all smiles, even Christina. Exterior saloon entrance, night, back to scene. Christina looks frightened for the first time.
What in the Sam Hill?
We hear a dog bark and snarl as steamy breath appears from the shadows. Donald emerges growling.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Exterior field, night, flashback. A big dog, Russell, is growling. Christina looks at her bleeding left hand. She raises a shotgun into frame with her right hand, places her bloody hand on the stock, and takes aim. Exterior saloon entrance, night, back to scene. Christina raises her right hand to the saloon door.
Get my gun.
What's happening? What did you do to these people?
Get my goddamn gun!
You can bury your crimes, but you can't hide from your sins.
Just then, dozens of townsfolk begin filtering in. Victoria, 13, stands beside Andrea. She speaks in an old woman's voice, the same steamy breath.
We all know what you did, Christina.
Exterior pharmacist, day, flashback. An old woman, Grandma Gina, 77, exits from a second-story pharmacist with a paper bag. She uses the handrail as she slowly descends a flight of second-story stairs on the exterior side of the building. Christina exits from the same door, snatches the bag from Grandma Gina, and pushes her down the stairs. Christina removes 2 bottles of pills from the bag and notices a red-headed woman in glasses, Layla, 30, down below, looking up at her in shock. Exterior saloon entrance, night, back to scene. Christina is shaking her head in disbelief. A priest, Father Lee, 40, stands beside Donald. He speaks in a woman's voice with steamy breath.
Your time has come, Christina.
Exterior pond, dusk, flashback. Christina holds Layla's head underwater, her body already still. She lifts her head up by her wet red hair to see that she's dead, then pushes her entire body into the large pond. She picks Layla's glasses up off the ground and tries them on, squinting. Begin Christina's POV. Christina quickly removes the glasses and tosses them in the pond. Across the pond, matching blue dresses, are twin girls, Danielle and Sarah, watching Christina. Exterior saloon entrance, night, back to scene. Christina rubs her eyes. She's beginning to lose it. A tailor, Jordan, 35, stands behind Jenny. He speaks in the voice of both his daughters simultaneously with steamy breath.
You dug your own grave, Mrs. Classburn.
Exterior woods, night, flashback. Christina stands over a grave, shoveling dirt onto the bodies of Danielle and Sarah inside. Exterior saloon entrance, night, back to scene. Christina has turned ghostly pale. She looks to Andrew for support, who is slowly backing away. He stumbles backwards off the stoop, falling on his backside. He drops the keys, looks at the townsfolk, and runs away. Andrea reaches down and picks up the saloon keys. Christina is frightened, tearful, and alone on the stoop. Angle on. From behind the gathering of townsfolk, we gracefully glide backwards at a low angle as the town converges on Christina. The saloon gets smaller in the distance, and the edges of the frame darken until eventually black. Title over, owners. The end. Cool.
Yay.
Cool. Thank you, readers, and thank you, contributors, for making this story possible. You guys can unmute your mics now if you want. I will say I was really pleasantly surprised how cohesive this was. I thought initially it was what I thought when we were trying to be like, what's the genre? What's the plot? What's the story? There were just a million ideas coming in and we just had to pick one. But once I think we got like a page written or so, everybody was kind of locked in the same idea. And it was just a matter of kind of manipulating the story to where it wanted to go. You guys have any like favorite parts of the script?
I love the cricket in the jelly jar.
So I can't remember who suggested that line. Was it you? Of course it was. Eat your heart out, 50 Shades. Cricket in the jelly jar is the best written line ever. Yeah. What do you guys, if you could picture this could come together, what moments would you look forward to seeing the most visually?
I'm somebody, I love anything supernatural based. I'm a big horror fan, sci-fi, anything. So, and meshing Westerns with sci-fi just works, in my opinion. I mean, cowboys versus aliens, like that sort of genre is just like it's perfect. So I think like anything with the slime and the steamy breath and the creepiness added to this old school Western is like gold. Love it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I also
Yeah.
all of the like body snatcher type situations where, you know, it's you look like one thing on the outside, but you're playing almost your polar opposite on the inside. Any kind of thing like that, you know, just as an actor is just like so great and juicy, and you just want it immediately, you know? So.
Yeah. You don't know who's who until they start speaking.
Exactly.
I really like, and to that effect, I really love the moment of Jenny opening the door and Donald is standing outside, already looking menacing, just by standing there with his mouth agape, and then the sound of a dog barking comes out of his face. That's horrifying. Nightmare.
One of the suggestions early on when we started playing with genre, Western was suggested, but also romance was suggested. And we thought, how do we do a Western horror romance? And the romance became in the guise of the slime itself, that it has some residual attachment from who it takes over to loved ones that are still existing. And it wants, you know, there's a part of it of Jason that's in there that wants to connect with Jenny. The dog wants to connect with Donald when he's there peeing on the wall. And I thought, what an interesting way to like have a romance story where we think Jenny's the lead character, but really the star of the show is the slime itself.
Yeah.
And then it's off to do it. It's almost like it's trying to rid towns of evil. It's killing it with love in some weird way, which I like really adore.
Great.
Yeah, it was difficult to not have it become flubber when it started like when she dumped it out on the vanity. That's my main thing. It's like, what can it do that's special that's not going to look cool?
Awesome.
Well, who knows? I mean, we don't know if we'll make this sometime or not. I mean, you'd need a budget to shoot in a town or whatever, but if we do, you guys are my first choices for casting. So
Awesome.
Congrats on doing this, Darren. It's really
Thanks.
hard, and I don't envy the process. And so, kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, writing for me is such a personal thing, and then I like to have people read it for feedback, and I do make notes to my own work after I give it out, but not in the writer's room. I'm not one of those people. So it was kind of like, especially people who aren't writers making suggestions too. They don't, a lot of them aren't even entertainers.
That's why I said, God bless you.
But Darren, you really took on that role excellently, because I mean, a project like this needs a captain at the helm. It needs a filter for everything to run through, and you did such a good job of making everyone feel welcome. And there are no stupid ideas except for my ideas. And but no, sincerely, you did a great job of taking such a whirlwind of suggestions and getting something specific out of it.
It also adds a layer of entertainment before the project is even created. So like being able to provide this live stream where people are stuck at home and don't know what to do with themselves, feel like they can like talk with a friend and also be part of something like as a project, that in and of itself is entertainment, and before it's even made into a script. So it's kind of a cool service during this weird time.
Totally. Thank you. Yeah. A friend of mine, Jason, from high school. I haven't seen him since 2001 when we graduated. And so he popped in to like contribute, and he contributed a lot of really great stuff. And now he's got a character named after him. So it was a great way to kind of like mesh all these people that have like meant something at some point in my life into one story. And the name Owners is indicative of that. It's not only the saloon owners and the relinquishment of ownership from the saloon, but also the owners of New Bodies, and then the collective ownership of this script in general. So yeah, I'm glad we did this project, and I hope whoever's watching enjoyed it. I hope I had a lot of fun reading it, and I really appreciate you all taking the time to do this.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Darren.
Really appreciate it. Nice meeting
Real
everybody.
quick, I was gonna say, where can we like follow? Where should people go? Kind of go in the same order as the introductions. Dre, what are your handles that people should be
Oh,
looking
okay. Yeah. So on Instagram, I'm at Dre Swain. I also have an Instagram specifically for my artwork, which I don't post to as much as I post to my other one, but it's Dre Made Dat, D-A-T, Dre Made Dat. So it's cool. And I have an Etsy store by the same name, Dre Made Dat.
Yes, her work is really awesome, and she does a lot of pop culture light boxes and things, and it's a lot of fun. Even just to go look at the pages is really entertaining.
Thanks.
Rakefet, where can we find you?
Well, on Instagram, I'm at Kef827, Kef827, and my production company is at Cyclamen Films, which we'll just type that out somewhere. And then you can also go to meetmyboo.com to see my website about Boo and Jackson Love. And also I teach children acting, so you can go to kidfactorla.com to see more about that. And we're gonna hopefully have a Zoom improv class for kids soon happening.
Oh, that's really cool.
Cool.
Rakefet did a film a few years ago, Jackson Love, and that's playing on an indie channel right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm a horrible promoter. Jackson Love is playing on Shorts TV right now, and it will soon also be on Amazon and Vimeo. It's on an anthology, a women in horror anthology that you can get through Meridian Releasing Group, which is on Amazon. If you search it, you'll find it. It's on all the retailers. I make no money off of any of this. And Boo, hopefully, is probably going to be on Alter pretty soon. So that's good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Congrats.
Thanks.
Donald, where can we find you?
On Instagram, you can find me at Donald Russell 25, and on Facebook, it's at Donald G Russ. So Donald G and R-U-S-S, and you'll find anything you need about me on either of those two.
Great. You should have a lot of dog emojis coming your way after this.
Wolf.
Or
Donald Russ.
Jen, where can we find you?
On Instagram, I'm at Cater_Nation. And on Facebook, it's just Jen Cater. I have a professional actor comedy page as well as my personal profile. And if you're interested in learning tap dance, I Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. for about 10 to 20 minutes teach a tap lesson. And next week we're doing a Frank Sinatra song, so we're doing like an EDM musical style tap number. So that'll be really fun. You don't need tap shoes. You can do it in socks on carpet. It's pretty great.
Awesome.
And yeah, and if you like want to see me be an actor, I'm on Netflix, Family Reunion, episode 7. I'm in Booksmart. Check it out.
Yeah, crushing it right now. Great. Weston, where can we find you?
Yeah, pretty easy. Everything's basically just my name. Instagram, weston.meredith. And if you're interested in checking out some of my recently made clown page, which you talked about earlier, it's at Clown Odie, O-D-I-E. And those will have links to my websites and everything else. Yeah.
Great. Thanks. And finally, unmute your microphone so we can know where to find you, Jay.
I put up my IG right there, J. Anthony McCarthy.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
Yep. That's pretty straightforward. And on Twitter, it stops at the T, J. Anthony McCart 1, because for some reason THI was taken. Okay. And the movie that he mentioned, Boris on the Bomb, you can watch it for free on Tubi TV, which would be great if you did. It's a super low budget film that we did. Got a lot of great stunts in it. It's a nuclear fairy tale. It's an action adventure comedy. Is it a great film? No. Is it a fun film? Yes. I will say that over and over. You can see Darren's face on this. He's like, well, it's a film, you know. But please take a look. And anybody who's willing to go on IMDb and give me any kind of a rating, I'd appreciate. Don't give it a 10. Don't give it a 1. Anything else, I appreciate. Okay.
Awesome,
So
man.
that's it.
No.
And pleasure. And if you need anybody my size or my age that can still move, let me know.
Will do. Will do. Thanks very much, guys. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Be safe.
Wait,
creative.
wait, Darren, are we signing off or just stopping the recording?
Stopping the recording, but I'm glad that this is in it now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and it'll take me 18 minutes to figure out how to do that. Okay,
Um,
stop recording.
Cool.
All right.